What if your body was already warning you about diabetes, and you just didn't recognize the signs? Here's the truth. Diabetes rarely kicks down the door. It whispers, it hints, it sneaks in through small, subtle changes, the kind we're trained to dismiss. A little more thirst, a little more tiredness, a few extra bathroom trips, and before you know it, what felt like just life turns into a full-blown diagnosis. But not today. Today, we're diving into 5 subtle, almost sneaky warning signs of diabetes in women that most people miss. Signs your body might already be showing, if you know what to look for. Because when do you catch these early? You don't just manage diabetes, you prevent it. So, pause everything else. Grab a notebook. Because what you learn in the next few minutes could literally save your life or the life of someone you love. And here's the part no one tells you. Most doctors don't even bring up these early signs until it's too late. It never starts dramatic. At first, it's an extra trip to the bathroom here and there. A quick excuse to step away. A shrug when you wake up once in the night. But slowly, without warning, it starts running your life. What if those extra bathroom trips weren't just getting older or drinking more water, but your body's first desperate SOS? Frequent urination seems harmless, easy to joke about, easy to ignore. But behind the scenes, it is your kidneys working overtime, trying to flush out the excess sugar poisoning your blood. Here's what your body is really doing. When blood sugar climbs too high, your kidneys try to filter the sugar out through your urine. That means you are losing more water than you realize. That means your body is draining itself, again and again, just to survive. The real cost? You wake up groggy after restless nights. You plan your day around finding restrooms instead of chasing goals. You hesitate before committing to events, road trips, even long meetings. You feel embarrassment creep into your confidence. You watch freedom slip through your fingers, quietly, daily. And the worst part? Most women blame anything but the real cause. I'm stressed. I drank too much coffee. This is what happens when you are busy. But no, it is not just caffeine. It is not just age. It is not just busyness. It could be early-stage diabetes whispering, "Please, notice me," before it is too late. Frequent urination is not just inconvenient. It is disruptive. It steals your peace. It steals your energy. It steals your life, unless you catch it early. The hope? You can catch it. You can act. You can win. Start noticing. Track your trips to the bathroom, especially after meals or during the night. Test your blood sugar. Talk to someone who listens, because every extra trip you dismiss without question could be another missed opportunity to turn everything around. And remember this, frequent urination almost never shows up alone. It brings a partner, an unrelenting thirst you cannot seem to quench. And that thirst? It might be your body's next desperate call for help. It never starts with panic. It starts quietly. One dry night, then another, and then another. You wake up with your mouth feeling like sandpaper. You stumble to the kitchen, slam down a glass of water, and fall back asleep, only to wake up again, desperate for more. No matter how much you drink, it never feels like enough. And here's the truth. This isn't normal dehydration. This is your body, setting off silent alarms you can't hear but desperately need to notice. It's like a broken fire alarm blaring constantly in the background, not with noise, but with relentless thirst. What's really happening inside you is simple, but dangerous. When your blood sugar spikes too high, your kidneys go into overdrive, trying to flush out the excess glucose. But sugar doesn't leave alone. It pulls massive amounts of water with it. And every bathroom trip drains you even more. You drink to fix it. You drink until your stomach feels full. But unless you fix the blood sugar causing the flood, you're pouring water into a bucket full of holes. And the worst part is that it sneaks up so quietly you barely notice the change. You blame it on a busy day. You blame the weather. You tell yourself, maybe I'm just not drinking enough. But deep down, your body is waving a huge red flag. Constant thirst that doesn't go away is not about hydration. It's about survival. It's your body's desperate attempt to pull you back from a dangerous edge. And the good news is that if you catch this signal early, if you act when the thirst seems unusual, you can step in before deeper damage takes hold. Get your blood sugar tested. Talk to a doctor who listens carefully. Start small. Swap sugary snacks for fiber-rich foods. Move your body after meals. Get your numbers checked. Because when you catch this kind of thirst early, you don't just avoid dehydration. You protect your kidneys. You protect your energy. You protect your future. This thirst is not random. It's not just busyness. It's biology. It's an ancient, primal alarm system you were born with, and it's begging you to pay attention. And if you listen early enough, you can rescue yourself long before the real damage begins. Because if thirst is your body's desperate cry for balance, then persistent fatigue is the heartbreaking collapse that comes when the balance has already started to fall apart. What if the exhaustion you keep brushing off was your body waving a white flag? We live in a world that tells women, just push through. Tired? Drink coffee? Overwhelmed? Try harder? Worn down? Smile anyway. But what if your tiredness isn't laziness or weakness? What if it's your cells starving for fuel they can't reach? When blood sugar rises unchecked, glucose stays locked outside your cells. It's there, floating around. But your body can't absorb it. You're drowning in energy you can't use. Imagine standing in a desert surrounded by oceans you can't drink from. That's what chronic blood sugar fatigue feels like. And it's not just physical. It's mental. It's emotional. It's spiritual. You wake up exhausted. You crawl through the day. You lose your spark. Brushing your teeth feels like running a marathon. Making dinner feels like climbing a mountain. Laughing with your kids feels heavy. And the worst part? You blame yourself. Maybe I'm just getting older. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. Maybe this is just motherhood. No, it's not your fault. It's your body's way of screaming, help, I'm stuck. The real danger? You get used to it. You normalize it. You accept life at 40% when you deserve 100%. But here's the hope. Fatigue isn't a life sentence, it's a warning. And warnings? Warnings mean you still have time to act. Check your blood sugar. Start small shifts. Fiber before carbs. A walk after meals. 10 minutes more sleep. Tiny wins, stacked daily. Rebuild your energy from the inside out. Because of this tiredness you're feeling, it's not who you are. It's not your destiny. It's a signal. And if you listen to it now, you can change everything. Because if persistent fatigue is the silent collapse of your energy, the next symptom is your nerves themselves sending an urgent, invisible message that most people miss entirely. It starts small, a weird tingle in your toes, a numbing in your fingertips, something you brush off as just how I slept, or maybe my shoes are too tight. But what if those tiny sensations were your nerves waving a white flag? Here's the truth. When blood sugar stays too high for too long, it damages the tiny blood vessels that feed your nerves. Less blood flow equals starving nerves. And nerves that starve, they whisper at first. Then they scream. First, it's tingling. Then it's burning. Then it's numb. And if left unchecked, it can escalate to full-blown nerve damage, pain, loss of sensation, wounds you can't feel and don't heal. But because it starts so quietly, most women miss it. They blame a new pair of shoes, or a long day standing, or maybe just getting older. No, your body isn't overreacting. It's fighting to get your attention. And if you listen early, you can stop the damage. You can protect your nerves. You can preserve your power to move, to feel, to live fully. So, the next time you notice a tingle, a numb patch, a weird sensation that lingers longer than it should, pause, listen, act. Because if numbness is your nerve's quiet cry for help, then the next symptom is your immune system itself throwing up a red flag. It doesn't start with a major injury. It starts with the small things. A tiny cut that lingers, a scratch that won't heal, an infection that keeps coming back. You slap on a bandage. You grab an over-the-counter cream. You tell yourself it's nothing. But what if those slow-healing wounds were your immune system waving a red flag? Here's the truth. When your blood sugar stays elevated, it weakens your immune system. It slows blood flow. It starves your tissues of oxygen and nutrients. The result? Minor cuts drag on for weeks. Tiny infections grow bigger. Your body, which once healed without you even noticing, now struggles to close the smallest wounds. And because it happens slowly, quietly, Most women blame it on stress, the weather, getting older. No, this is your body's way of whispering, I'm fighting harder than I should have to. I need help. Here's the dangerous part. When wounds don't heal properly, they open the door to serious infections. Infections that can lead to hospitalizations. Infections that can lead to complications you've never even thought about. But the good news? If you catch it now, you can stop it. You can strengthen your immune system. You can turn the ship around before the damage becomes permanent. So the next time a paper cut won't heal, the next time a mild infection won't clear, don't just shrug it off. Pause, reflect, connect the dots. Because if slow healing is your body's silent sabotage, then noticing it early is your secret weapon to staying healthy, strong, and in control. You didn't just watch a video. You unlocked a roadmap your body's been trying to hand you for months, maybe even years. Every symptom you just learned about isn't random. It's not bad luck. It's communication. It's an opportunity. Because of awareness without action, that's just a regret waiting to happen. But you're here. You're listening. You're ready. This is your turning point. The moment you stop blaming stress, age, or being busy, and start trusting your body's signals. Here's your next move. If even one of these signs felt familiar, do not wait. Schedule a blood sugar test or an A1C test. Talk to a doctor you trust. Start small by making one change today, and most importantly, celebrate your awareness, because that is where real power begins. You are not powerless. You are not broken. You are early, and early is everything. Every subtle sign you recognize now is a step closer to a stronger, healthier you tomorrow. Don't wait for the big alarms. Listen to the whispers. Which of these signs surprised you most? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone, and you're not alone here. Like this video if it gives you clarity. Share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Subscribe to Diabetes Rising, because we're not just talking about symptoms. We're taking back control, one step, one sign, one powerful choice at a time. And if you're ready for more real strategies to protect your health naturally, keep watching. We've got you.